I'm a marsupial.
What does she say?
No, there's no way I had to be a marsupial.
This is all
Well, maybe.
she told me.
The way medical science is these days.
She says that up to the possum and one of its babies. Whoa, can you believe it?
I grew up with a father who was involved in some stuff. He I grew up with an outlaw type, upbringing where you kind of like had guns all over the house and stuff like that, and it was real scary. And I would do my art, but my dad would take it and keep it, and the teachers would keep my art. And I knew it was special, but I wasn't really. I was just thinking I'll just draw more. I wasn't thinking about making a career out of it at the time. I just grew up in San Antonio doing that. Played football like my dad wanted me to. Fell out of that. I just couldn't get motivated for anything, because it was supposed to be art, but I was being pushed away from it. Like my father was a roughneck, so I became a roughneck. I went to the oil field, worked out there, and, proved to myself that I could be a badass or be tough, But still, the art was still in my soul, and I had to release it. And finally, I came to Austin fresh out of prison on a 2-year sentence. Could have went back to San Antonio, but decided to stay here because of the art and the opportunity. I got out in 2018. I tried to get housing, but they said you're not an Austinite, so I had to go get an ID, and get ID identification for this city, and then I became an Austinite, and then they let me stay in a halfway house for like 3 months. So I worked 2 jobs. I saved up by getting a job with the Easter Seals and hay setters. I saved up, got a vehicle. It goes good. Froggy Doggy gets nipped at a lot. Like everybody nips at Froggy Doggy, but nobody wants to pay $200. I want to make a print, $20 a print. I could stroke Froggy Doggy all day. I didn't have a place to go, so I slept in my vehicle for like 3 years, and then things have developed with art from the streets. The COVID thing hit, and then the art from the streets thing happened about a year ago, and I've got me an apartment since. All during the whole COVID time, I was painting. I was inside, just painting as much as I could. Followed my gut instinct, which was just paint, create, and it's all just kind of falling into place. I didn't know how I was gonna sell them. I didn't even know art from the streets existed at the time.
And so we went out in the community looking for a location. Canopy, just the most amazing spot for us. It's filled with other artists, other galleries. So it really gives our artists that sense of accomplishment that they're with their peers and not at a homeless shelter. Our artists come here because they know that we're here, and they come here to paint and create and be a part of this kind of community that's being built and this collective that's happening here versus being someplace for 2 hours and being in a shelter for 2 hours. You're really able to step away from what's going on and leaving that potentially at the door and coming in and just being a part of the programs.
I'm focusing on labeling them, make sure they're signed, make sure I put a thumbprint on them, and a little description of why I painted it on the back. I think people will find more substance with them, be able to connect with them better,
With our artists to be a part of the program, we asked them to also participate 20 different times in studio to be a part of the annual show. So we're asking them to participate and give back to us their time and energy as we are giving back to them. People will hand out money, on the street, but not every time. People are going to be your friend or help you through here, but not all the time. And we want to be those people, and having that consistency in our space really brings that self-determination that I'm going to be there. I'm going to pay attention. Yes, payday's this day. Yes, the show is this time. I'm going to make that. And then I think that transcends into life.
This one better than that one. Now that I saw that. And this one here, the squares. Really my geometry.
And that would go with that other one that I think someone else got.
Self-assurance and self-reliance and having that first sale brings so much happiness to them that they've created all this piece of work and somebody's willing to pay money for it. So I think every time that happens, I know what's getting ready to happen from the artist, but I just love it. I get goosebumps with it because they just cannot imagine that their creation actually has that much of value, and it has value to someone else. And then you have the conversation and you meet the artist, meet the patron, and you have an understanding. And when the patron goes home, they have a story to tell about the piece of art that is on their wall. And it perpetuates that change in understanding of what homelessness looks like. It changed that perception that maybe somebody in their room, in their network of friends, has about artists and about people that are homeless. But yeah, that first sale is it's amazingly beautiful. I love every part of that.
I'm gonna make it big someday. It all starts here on the street. But anything worth having takes hard work and dedication. And I appreciate everybody who backs me up. How you doing? All right. Got art for sale, sir.